Hello, good morning, friends. I am Manish Maharshi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Dunga College, Bikaner. Today, in this video, we will discuss the famous poem of famous poet Walt Whitman's Beat, Beat Drums. First, we will discuss about the kind of poetry Walt Whitman wrote and the influence he had over the literature of America and the whole world. Then we will discuss about this poem in detail. One of the great innovative figures in American literature and letters, Walt Whitman created a daringly new kind of poetry that became a major force in world literature. Leaves of Grass is his one book, first published in 1855 with only 12 poems. It was greeted by Ralph Waldo Emerson as the wonderful gift, the most extraordinary piece of wit and wisdom that America has yet contributed. Over the course of Whitman's life, the book reappeared in many versions, expanded and transformed as the author's experiences and the nation's history changed and grew. Whitman's ambition was to create something uniquely American, and in that he succeeded. His poems have been woven into the very fabric of American character. From his solemn masterpieces, When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed, and Out of the Cradle Endlessly Rocking, to the joyous freedom of Song of Myself, I Sing the Body Electric, and Song of the Open Road, Whitman's work lives on, an inspiration to the poets of later generations. Before the age of 36, there was no sign that Walt Whitman would become even a minor literary figure, let alone the major poetic voice of an emerging America. Born in 1819 on Long Island, he was the second son of a carpenter and contractor. His formal schooling ended at age 11 when he was apprenticed to a printer in Brooklyn. He became a journeyman printer in 1835 and spent the next 2 decades as a printer, freelance writer, and editor in the hectic growing cities of Brooklyn and New York. He was named editor of the Brooklyn Daily Eagle in 1846, but a split in the Democratic Party, which backed the Eagle, led to his dismissal in 1848. He traveled to New Orleans in 1848 and was briefly editor of the New Orleans Crescent, then returned east by way of St. Louis, his only known excursion to what was then the frontier. The young Whitman frequented the opera, dabbled in politics, immersed himself in the life of the streets, but the poems and stories he published in these years were unimpressive and showed no hint of his future greatness. In 1855, at his own expense, he published the 12 long poems without title that make up the first edition of Leaves of Grass. The front piece was a picture of Whitman dressed as one on the rocks. The book, with its unprecedented mixture of the mystical and the earthy, was received with puzzlement or silence, except by America's most distinguished writer, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Whitman lost no time in preparing a second edition, adding Crossing Brooklyn's Ferry and 19 other new poems in 1856. With the third edition in 1860, the book had tripled in size. Whitman would go on adding to it and revisiting it for the rest of his life. Walt Whitman experienced the tragedy of the Civil War as a nurse in the military hospital of Washington, D.C. His war poems appeared in Drum Taps 1865 and were later incorporated into Leaves of Grass. He was a clerk in the Department of the Interior until the Interior Secretary discovered he was the author of a vulgar book and dismissed him. Despite such notoriety, Whitman's poetry slowly achieved wide readership in America and in England. He was praised by Swinburne, Tennyson, and visited by Oscar Wilde. He suffered a stroke in 1873 and spent the remainder of his life in Camden, New Jersey. His final edition of Leaves of Grass appeared in 1892, the year of his death. Now I will read out the text and then we will discuss the poem. Beat, beat drums, blow, biggle, blow, through the windows, through doors, burst like a ruthless force, into the solemn church and scatter the congregation, into the school where the scholar is studying. Leave not the bridegroom, quite no happiness must he have now with his bride, nor the peaceful farmer any peace, plowing his field or gathering his grain. So fierce you whir and pound you drums, so shrill you bugle blow. Beat, beat drums, blow, bugle, blow, over the traffic of cities, over the rumble of wheels in the streets. Are beds prepared for sleepers at night in the houses? No, sleepers must sleep in those beds. No bargains by day, no brokers or speculators. Would they continue? Would the talkers be talking? Would the singers attempt to sing? Would the lawyers rise in the court to state his case before the judge? Then rattle quicker, heavier drums, you bugle wilder blow. Beat, beat drums, blow, bugle blows, make no parley, stop for no expostulation. Mind not the timid, mind not the weeper or prayer, mind not the old man beseeching the young man. Let not the child's voice be heard, nor the mother's entreaties. Make even the trestles to shake the dead where they lie, awaiting the hears. So strong you thump, O terrible drums, so loud you bugle blow. Each stanza in this poem begins with the command beat, beat drums, blow, bugle, blow. The speaker commands the instruments to play so loudly that the sound bursts through the windows and doors of various places. He imagines the sound filling the church, causing the congregation to scatter, interrupting a scholar studying at school, disturbing a bride and groom trying to get some privacy, and finally the farmer who is hard at work in his field. He describes the sound cutting through the loud traffic in large cities, keeping people awake and drowning out the sound of shoppers, singers, and conversations, even disturbing a lawyer during trial. He encourages the instruments to continue playing despite any objection from people weeping or praying, and to play so loud that they even shake the dead. Walt Whitman, being a sensitive human being and a keen observer of life around himself, sees that the world is engaged in the civil war in America and war all over the world in general. So he finds that the people around the world are sleepwalkers. He finds them that they are not sensitive to life, they are not responding to life, they are moving into a sort of routine of their own, and nobody is ready to break the shell of that routine in which they are enclosed. So, through this poem, poet express a keen desire to awaken the people around the world, and especially in America, where there is a civil war going on, and the kind of sensitivity he has, he sees missing in the people. He wants to awaken all those people into a kind of a sort of response they should give to the life which is missing in their life. In the first stanza, the poet says, "Beat, beat drums, blow, bigul, blow, through the windows, through doors, burst like a ruthless force." He says that you have to be ruthless. You cannot be kind, compassionate with these people because they are so deeply sleep walkers. They are so, they have become so insensitive that a a kind or a soft, something which is soft and kind cannot awaken these things. So it needed to be a ruthless force into the solemn church. The church and the gathering of the church is doing its things in a kind of daily routine, as a sort of rituals, and nothing is happening in this world. So the Walt Whitman is pained, he is hurt to see this thing, and he wants that it should be it should be awakened into the school where the scholar is studying. Even the school is doing the same thing. They are moving in a kind of fixed pattern, and nothing is happening out of that. Leave not the bridegroom quiet, no happiness must he have now with his bride. It is not a time he cannot enjoy. He should not be given the time to enjoy, as poet says that the world is moving into sleep. So they should be awakened to the life first, nor the peaceful farmer any peace, plowing his field or gathering his grain. So fierce your whir and pound you drum, so shrill you bigles blow. Now this shows that how keenly the Walt Whitman wants the people to awaken to the realities of the life, to the beauty of the life, to the sensitivity of the life, as nobody is awakened. In the next stanza, beat, beat drums, blow, bigul, blow, over the traffic of cities, over the rumble of wheels in the street, are beds prepared for sleepers at night in the houses. No sleepers must sleep in those beds. No bargainers bargain by day, no brokers or speculators would they continue. Would the talkers be talking? Would the singers attempt to sing? Would the lawyers rise in the court to state his case before the judge? Then rattle quicker, heavier drums, you biggle wilder blow. In the same thing he wants in the next stanza. Now the cities, the whole of the cities is moving in a in a pattern, in a sleep, as if everybody has turned into a somnambulist, sleepwalkers. Over the rumble of the wheels in the streets, people, they get up in the morning, do their routine work, and they go back to sleep. So he says, no sleepers must sleep in those beds. No bargainers bargains by day. No brokers or speculators would continue. Nobody should be given this the things they are doing in sleep. And in the third stanza, poet says, beat, beat drums, blow, bigul, blow, make no parley, stop for no expostulations. He says, make no parley, no negotiation should be there between anybody. They should stop for no expostulations, no protest should be taken care of. Whosoever tries to protest, don't mind them, mind not the timid, he says, mind not the weeper or the prayer. The people would not like to get up, people would not like to be awakened, they will feel the pain of awakening, but drums should beat, bugle should blow. Let not the child's voice be heard, not even the child's voice, nor the mother's entreaties. Nobody should be given any heed. And everybody, every nook and corner of the life should be awakened. Make not the trestles to shake the dead where they lie, awaiting the hisses. Make even the trestles, he says, blow so hard that even the dead, means here in this hyperbolic term, the poet wants to say that it should be so shrill and so loud that even the dead awakens from their deathbed. So strong you thump, oh terrible drums, so loud you bugle blow. So in this poem, poet is in his trying to awaken the world, to to raise the world to the sensitivities, to the kind of life we are living. He wants to awaken us from that. So, if you have any questions related to this poem, you can just message me or you can write in the comment box. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you.